just, you know, another test. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, our first match of today of the NWL series, King of Kings. Starting in the top right, we have the best orc player to ever come out of China. I think that's a safe statement to make. Fly, 100%. And he's facing off against, well, not definitely the best human player to ever have come out of China, but certainly one of the best. It is Infi. Infi, the incredible monster, the machine, the most scary player in Warcraft for the last 3 years. But now, since like half a year, he has been struggling. And by struggling, I mean he's not winning every single tournament, because that's what it was like before. Him and TH were pretty much deciding the world-class stage tournaments between themselves. But this is no longer the case. We saw him only a few weeks ago struggling extremely hard against ZDR, who is presumably a worse player than Fly in many regards. He lost 2-0 against ZDR in the WCA qualifier, the Chinese qualifier #1. And didn't look very strong, to be honest. Did not look that impressive. So Infi, it seems like finally, after those many years of reigning supreme across the world, is finding himself to be a little bit inconsistent. And inconsistency has always been the big issue for this guy. Fly 100%, in my mind, especially last year, the best player in the world if he plays, you know, his best. But that is oftentimes not the case. Oftentimes, it seems like he himself is his own worst enemy, and he is the guy standing in his own way for the most part, where he just, you know, doesn't play as well as he can and falters because of it. But at WCA last year, at the grand final, he did finally manage to keep up his shape throughout the entire tournament, and he managed to win, of course, against Yaws in the grand final. We all remember. 3-2 or 3-1, I guess. He took it in the end, became the world champion. He dropped out of the WCA qualifier for China as well. That is only the first qualifier, though. There's going to be more. So there again, he was slightly disappointing. He didn't play bad, not by any means. But we were kind of expecting, I guess, hoping for him to keep up his dominance. He is, after all, the world champion. But now, in the Chinese qualifier, we have the Youngbloods, ZDR and 120 playing in the grand final. But now here we are in NWL, and Fly and Infi, masters of their craft, masters of their races. Who's it gonna go to? If I had to pick one favorite here, I think it would be Fly, because honestly, Infi, his tower push strategy seemed, especially by ZDR, to have been figured out. And it seemed like he didn't have, at least in that series, many tricks up his sleeve after that. But let's not get into too much speculation here. Let's focus on this game right here. We are still in the early stages. Archmage has managed to get his level 2. Blade Master really wants to keep the Archmage from finding level 3. Footmen are finding a few creeps across the map, but no level 3 just yet. Boots of speed on both heroes. Oftentimes we saw orcs recently not putting that gold into the boots of speed, not getting that investment, but rather having an early war mill and trying to prevent the tier 2 tower push as best as possible. And because there's so many small creep camps here, it's pretty much impossible for the Blade Master to keep up with all of them. So Infi will find experience here and there, and will find level 3, so his creep route early on is definitely working out. And the grunts do arrive here a little bit late, though. Many of the creeps have already been killed, and he doesn't manage to get the peasants. And the Archmage still not level 3, though. 40 experience missing. That was a weird water elemental. Got perjured immediately. I guess he clicked on the minimap, was thinking his Archmage was standing here, but instead he was here. So a little bit of a mistake, and this apprentice is not enough, so again, Infi looking shaky. He should have been able to kill this camp, get level 3 and continue onward, but a little bit of mistake. Finally he gets level 3 here. Finishing something. Finishing this little camp. Alright, so he's level 3 now, but he's super low. And we have the Beastmaster pointing in every regard towards the tower push, of course. How much can he accomplish here? Tier 2 buildings are finished. I'm sorry I missed if it was a one borrowed tech or not, but it must have been, considering how fast his buildings have finished. And there's only 2 grunts if I... Not 3 grunts, actually. And he gets the Archmage, Jesus Christ. First game of the day, I'm sorry guys, I'm not on point with my observing just yet. I don't know how that could happen. Archmage had a TP, he didn't transfer it over to the Beastmaster or anything, he just wasn't paying attention. Just like here when he was trying to creep this, and now he's gonna lose the Beastmaster as well. And he didn't get anything. The Borrow is still alive. I guess it costs some repair, but... What is that? That is not much damage at all. Both heroes dead. Only a few footmen alive. Speaking of which, where are they? There's one here. Where's the rest? One here. Not that many footmen. Maybe he lost him to the blade or something. Speaking of which, Blade Master easily able to creep some ambitious camps right now because he knows the heroes are dead. Oh, nice. Lasted with a Quill Beast there. And Fly getting the Berserkers as well. Something we especially see against Night Elf, against the Talon strategy, but now also against the humans. Of course, humans also resort to the casters, so piercing and range always good for him. By the way, also found the what's it called, the Flute of Accuracy, but sold it. I think it can be very good with the walkers and with the berserkers, but he wants the gold instead. And who am I to question him, of course? But man, Infi looking so tough. Check this out. Archmage still dead. Beastmaster coming up kind of soon, but still gonna take a time. He has the lumber mill, but if he goes for a tower rush, this is gonna be so late, and I imagine the tower rush is gonna be hitting when the SH is level 3 already. And that is disastrous starting position for a tower rush when you're the human player. Having a Shadow Hunter level 3 against you already is never what you want to see. Blade Master now sees the Archmage being out again. And Militia are coming. And I guess this is going to be an expansion attempt. Yeah. I guess it's the right call because going for a tower rush so late is super unlikely to work out. But with the Blade Master having scouted this already, he must know that the SH is coming in. And he is level 3 already. Double Mantle, giving him more mana. And this is gonna be a disastrous creepjack. The big rock golem is still alive. He has to TP out, but will lose a sorceress on his way. Oh my god, this is catastrophe. As a caster, you're never supposed to call a game too early, but yeah. This is what I was just about to say. This looks like GG, mate. And yeah, it's over. Game number 1 going to Fly. And this was destruction. And honestly, Infi making mistakes that, I mean, I've said before that Infi isn't looking too solid. Not when we think about how solid he has been looking before. But mistakes like this? Sending the Archmage into the creep, summoning the Water Elemental, which gets purged immediately, and then almost dying to the creeps. Killing the little apprentice wizard, hoping to get level 3, and realizing he doesn't get level 3 from it. Then going back, going for the Beastmaster, and then losing his first tier level 3 Archmage to only a Blade Master. No Hex, no Ensnare, no Speed Scroll, only a Blade Master, because he didn't pay attention. And I mean, after that it's pretty much over, of course. So, wow. Infi definitely looking very shaky today, at least in game number 1. This might change. Might change in the following maps, but yeah, if he keeps playing like this, he has no chance of defeating Fly. That's the way I see it, at least.